Good afternoon, students. It's me, MS Kavita, Assistant Professor of Computer Science. I am the staff going to handle .NET Technologies, our 5th semester subject, that is third paper, our major paper. It is also a practical paper. So please listen carefully. Okay, students. What is the objective of our subject .NET Technologies? It is a programming paper. We have to develop programs, develop software applications. Today is a trend to develop software through .NET Technologies. So students, please listen carefully. It's very helpful to you. Our objective of this paper is to highlight the features of ASP.NET and apply it to develop various applications. Next, to understand the concepts of .NET framework as a whole and the technologies that constitutes the framework. Next, to make our students, that is you students, to get experience and be ready for the large scale projects in IT industry. So, our first chapter is the .NET platform and the web. Our first unit comprises of two chapters. First chapter is the .NET platform and the web. That is an introduction about the .NET. The first topic, that is web client server model. Next, the components of ASP.NET and the components of .NET framework. Next, the introduction, that is the brief view of Internet Information Server, that is the server of Microsoft.NET. Next, the overview of ASP.NET. We can develop VB.NET, ASP.NET, C#.NET applications. Here, our subject is concentrate mainly on ASP.NET. The .NET, next, our common language runtime and class library. After that, many more components are there in .NET. So, here how to manage the components in .NET. Next, web services. Next, language independence in the .NET framework. Next, what are the components and component based services in the .NET. Next, the future plans to study the .NET. This is the first chapter of Unit 1. Next, the second chapter of Unit 1 is the basic concepts of VB.NET. It is same as our basic concepts of C, C++, Java itself. These three are the programming language you studied previously. Sorry, you also studied about VB. VB and VB.NET is much probably same, but it has slight difference. VB, pure VB 6.0 is mainly for developing offline applications, software applications, window based offline applications. Here the VB.NET is helpful for window based online applications. Same coding, but it is come under the .NET framework. So, we use all the possibilities inside the .NET framework. First, in the first unit, first we know what is VB.NET. Next, we develop a simple .NET applications. After that, the concepts of VB, variables, constants, operators. These are the things you know already studied, I think. Next, modularizing code. Modularizing code means functions and subroutines. How will we split the code, split our programming code? For easily execution, for easy error correction, that is functions and subroutines. We already know what is functions and what is subroutines. Functions will return some value. It is a piece of code. Subroutine is also a piece of code, but it does not return anything. Function is end with end function and subroutine is end with end sub. Next, controlling program flow. It is nothing but it is the conditional statement, unconditional statement and looping statement in our C, C++, Java, VB. That is if then else, nested if, switch, while, do while loop, do loop until, etc. These are the program flow control statements. Next, handling errors and exceptions. It is also studied previously in Java itself. For example, arithmetic exception, array out of bound exception. These are the some errors we handled. Runtime exceptions, compile time exceptions. These are briefly studied in our class session. Next, on concepts of object oriented programming, that is polymorphism, constructor, destructor, and my next multi-thread programming. These are the concepts included in our first unit. Next, we move on to second unit. The second unit comprises of only one chapter. It is very simple. These are the basic terms which is inside the ASP.NET page. Okay, so listen. First, how the ASP.NET work. The first in this chapter, we are going to know the features of ASP.NET. Next, the anatomy of ASP.NET page. Anatomy means various classifications of ASP.NET page. Next, introducing web forms. ASP.NET is full of web forms. Next, Visual Studio.NET web applications and other IDE basics. IDE means integrated development environment. That is, a software development consists of designing, coding, executing. All are come under in the Visual Studio.NET IDE. Next, separating content and the code. Content means the design and the code means the design, how the design will work. The code behind feature, that is the design will display in front of the screen, the code is behind the page, that is beyond the page. The end user don't need to know the code, but the software developer will develop the code. Next, application configuration. Here the application will be configured at the concept of the user. Next, HTML forms. HTML forms consist of various controls like label box, image box, drop down list, etc. etc. Next, using web controls. In that, under web controls there is certain classification of controls, that is text displaying and formatting. Next, button creation. After that, inputting text, selecting choices, creating list and many other controls. After that have the knowledge of these controls, we are ready to develop a simple .NET application. Inside that application, we need to know some other things, that is ASP.NET page directives and also some rich controls other than the previous version of ASP, that is classic ASP and Visual Basic. Here a rich control named calendar control and add rotator control. Next, validation control. Here the page will validate the user input based on certain criteria. Next, data list controls, user controls. After that, saving state with the state bag object. Saving state with the state bag object means if we executing, otherwise if we are processing some application, it will store the session of the, that is particular session of the application. Next, ASP.NET intrinsic object, it includes HTTP GET and POST request. Second unit is over. Next, third unit. Third unit also comprises of only one chapter. It is fully theoretically, that is third unit is, the chapter is using the .NET Framework class library. It includes the features of .NET Framework class library. Next, the data collections. Next, how the files, text and binary files are handled and the directories are handled. Next, the changes performed in the file system, monitoring the changes performed in the file system. Use the Windows log. Next, working with Active Directory services, maintaining the message queues, how to communicate with the server on the internet, manipulating the XML data. XML means extensible markup language. How to manipulate the XML data, that is a database used for web applications. How to send email using ASP.NET. These are the things included in the third unit. Next, we move on to Unit 4. Unit 4 consists of two chapters, namely building .NET managed components for complex and building web services. First, we see about building .NET managed components for complex. Here, the first topic is the concept of managed code execution. Managed code, that is how to manage our huge amount of huge amount of lines of codes. Next, the common language runtime. It is a runtime environment which will execute the various programming language code, and it will convert that code into Microsoft Intermediate Language. After that, complex component services. Next, use our VB.NET to develop a managed components, and with that we can develop the serviced components. Building VB.NET serviced components, it is an exercise given in our textbook. Next, we move on to the second chapter of Unit 4, that is building web services. Here, we first need to know the need for web service. After that, we know the overview of web service. Next, web service description language. There is a language to develop a web service. Web service is not, it is an application which is used in our mobile. Next, web service wire formats. What are the protocols used in the web service? That's are come under web service wire formats. Next, web service discoveries. After that, a simple exercise to create a simple web service. Next, after creating the web service, we execute and everything develop without error, and that web services can be called in our new applications. Next, creating a client for a web service, that is some applications accessing the web service. Next, managing state in web service. After that, using transactions in web service, that is the data flow between client and the server. Next, maybe move on to fifth unit. The fifth unit also consists of two chapters. The first chapter is accessing data with ADO.NET. Second chapter is securing .NET application. Accessing data with ADO.NET. First, the topic is overview of data access on the web. In that, we are going to know the next generation of data access technology, ADO.NET programming objects and architecture, displaying database data, how to program with the help of data list and data grid controls. It is helpful to display the data inside the database. Next, working with the data set and data table objects, maintain the uniformity of the data relation class, use the manual database transactions. Next, working with typed data set objects. These are the topics included in the first chapter, that is unit 5th, first chapter, accessing data with ADO.NET. Next, we move on to the second chapter of 5th unit, securing .NET application. We all know how the security is necessary for our applications. First, Windows security. Next, IIS authentication and authorization security. That is authentication. Authentication means check the privileges and the authorization. Next, cryptography. How to implement the data encryption in cryptography. After that, ASD.NET authentication security. These are the topics included in the 5th unit, 2nd chapter, securing .NET applications. Okay guys, I think you understood here. If you have doubt, you may ask, I will clear it. Okay, thank you.